Okay, a minute ago I showed how we're going to make our watch bands, and what I did was I cut a piece of material out. Now this is only a demonstration purpose, so I'm not really done it that great. You can see it's a bit rough on the edges. But what I did was I cut a piece of material out that was at least 50 millimeters wide, and then I folded it in half, and I used a shot of steam iron to make it all nice and flat. I then put some pins in it from side to side. You'll see, I'll demonstrate the pins again, where it goes in from one side, folds over, goes back out, and then that way the piece of material stays together, so when you're ready to sew. So what I need to do is I need to try and make sure that this is set to at least 20 millimeters in. So that's 2 centimeters. Now I was using this rule a second ago, and from where the needle is set up, over to this dot over here on the table, if you come in close please camera person, that dot there, you'll notice that that should be set perfectly to 20 millimeters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my material down so it's parallel with that line and right on top of it. Now to start, you'll notice I'm just using my little finger there to hold the 2 threads. I'm going to wind the needle down and then I'm going to lower the foot. When I go to start, I'm going to do a few threads forward using the machine. I've got the machine set so it's on 0 for a straight stitch, and I've adjusted it here using this turning knob to go down to about, say, 2 to 2.5. I'll hold the material back here. This is how I steer the material. I'm going to put my foot gently on the accelerator and go forward. I've gone forward about 3 stitches. I'm now going to lift this up. I just hold it up with my finger, and if I hold it up, the machine will go in reverse. You'll notice the material coming back towards me now. Okay, I take it back off, and I now know that I've locked the stitch in. I can cut those little extra bits off, and all I need to do now is, as long as I keep the material parallel to that line and right on top of it, I can then put my foot on the accelerator. Now, when I come up to a pin, I need to take the pin out because otherwise the needle will hit it and it will break the needle. You'll notice that I'm holding the material from both sides now. So I don't pull it through, I just help guide it. I just keep a little bit of tension on it. Each time I come up to a pin, I'm going to just stop. Now, as I was saying, I didn't cut this material perfectly, but I'm staying on top of that line. When I get to the end, I put my finger on top. I can bring it up. Now, I don't want to sew over my finger, so I'll just hold to the side a little bit. When I get near the end, again, I'll hold this up so it goes into reverse, so it locks the stitch in. I'll come out. Now, if the needle was down, you can't pull the material out. You need to wind the machine always forward. It's always anti-clockwise with the wheel. You'll notice that as I turn it anti-clockwise, the needle will come out. Once it's up, I can raise the foot, pull the material, the thread out, and snip it off. Sometimes it goes a little bit bodgy like that, so we need to just pull the bobbin back out just to clear it. It gets like an extra double thread on it, but don't panic about that. And that's what you need to do. So I can now go back over and look at my thread, my stitch, and say, does my stitch go completely through from one side to the other? Yes, it does. I got very close here, but it's still okay. So now I need to turn this inside out so all the stitching's on the inside and I end up with a nice looking object.